So these new plaques have just been added to the so-called Presidential Walk of Fame. They almost read, some of them, like Truth Social posts, including the ones under President Obama's that says he was one of the most divisive political figures in American history. Under President Biden's, it describes him as Sleepy Joe Biden and also says that he was the worst U.S. president in history.
Good Lord, the time we live in. Is this Trump's pettiest, most pathetic, sad little things that he's done? I don't know. I saw the tweet about Rob Reiner. I guess this doesn't really rank after that. But yeah, in addition to having the Walk of Fame, which is already stupid and embarrassing, and then putting Biden's photo instead of him, it's the auto pen, which is just so juvenile and pathetic and petty and small. Now, and I do believe that Caitlin Collins is right. I think he individually wrote these things. So just remember, if you like Trump trolling, this is what he's doing with his time as president. He's writing out like 40 different paragraphs. Yeah, so under Obama's, he says, he calls it the Unaffordable Care Act.
The Aerospace CE
Act, you get it? Because its name is the Affordable Care Act. But he has on a plaque that it's the unaffordable. It's very, very clever. Jon Stewart and the writers of The Daily Show should really be paying attention to this because this is how you do political satire. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. There's constant references to him in all of the biographies of all the other presidents. He goes on to say, there's also Biden. He says that he beat Biden in a landslide, or he beat Harris in a landslide. And as always, words don't mean what they used to mean. A landslide now means that you win not even getting 50% of the popular vote. So the word inflation is affecting words as well. But under Reagan's, someone who he's not going to be as openly insulting towards, he does decide to say that Reagan was a big...
What's up, guys? It's AZ Bud, and today we're going to play a game of horse, but with a twist.
Fan of Donald Trump. It's one of the most important facts about his presidency, I think, is he was a big fan of Trump. And Trump was a big fan of his. And what I love is, even that is a lie. There's no evidence that Reagan was a big fan of him. And there's a lot of evidence that he wasn't, actually. This has already been adjudicated. 9 years ago, the Washington Post did a comprehensive roundup of all of the attempts back in the 80s that Donald Trump desperately tried to get invited to the White House or have Reagan or the First Lady participate in his events. And in request after request, year after year, they were not interested in hanging out with Donald Trump. But I guess, water under the bridge. Now they were both big fans of each other now that Reagan's not around to actually rebut it or anything. So, look, Michael, you are a big fan of presidential history. I'm assuming of the White House. What do you think about this being